Hello, we're here with Kevin McMahon. He is a candidate for District 5, Sandy Valley, Mountain Springs, and Trout Canyon. Hello, Kevin. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing fine.
Kevin, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm a career-long electrician, trained as an electrician. I worked as an industrial electrician, which has taken me in a lot of different industries. It's taken me through a lot of different phases. Throughout my career, there have been more and more changes. It's gone from electrical to electronic to computers. Everything now is run by computers. Um, I started out in the steel industry, working as it was called a motor inspector, which was actually that's the name for a industrial electrician in the steel industry. Um, I worked in the auto industry. I worked for Ford. I've worked on robots and automation at Ford. I was an automation electrician there. I was also a machine repair at Ford. That's the way that I had got into Ford, was through their apprenticeship. They didn't have an opening for electrician, so I got in as a machine repair. I completed that apprenticeship, and when I had a chance, I got back into my true love, which is electrical and electronics. But it was a great experience because I worked on very heavy equipment, on huge presses that stamp automobile parts out. I learned hydraulics. And so that made it so that there were times when I would get a call to help repair something because I understood the whole system, not just the mechanical part or the electrical part or the hydraulic. I understood how systems worked. Um, I also worked in the food industry. I worked for I worked for Crown Cork and Seal, which is a bottling company. I opened up a plant where we made the can tops for Infamil, for infant formula. Um, my last major job that I did was I worked for the Las Vegas Valley Water District. There I was an electrical electronics technician too. I actually worked both there as an electrician, and for my last 2 years, I moved over um, into the telemetry shop. So I worked on huge control systems over there, the computers that run the water system, um, all kind of. I worked with up to 4,160 volt uh, machines. That's what some of our motors were. We had some 1247 that did come in, but that was usually broken down into smaller voltages for our larger motors. In telemetry, I worked on some of their security systems, security cameras. Um, we had a big part after 9/11. Everybody was increasing their security. And one thing that we did was we had security cameras that we put up all over the Las Vegas Valley Water District. And we also increased our security system as far as switches to protect doors and windows and vaults, so that it was more protected.
So it sounds like you had a pretty diverse background in electronics and uh, different computerized devices. Can you tell me a little bit about what motivates you to want to be on the Valley Electric Board?
Um, you know, I looked I looked at it. A couple of people asked me if I was interested in it, so I took a look at it, and I got to thinking that this is the kind of stuff that I've always been interested in. I've always been interested in alternate energy, um, um, and that's where we're going. So I know a lot about that. I already know about a lot about what's involved in the grid system, not as much as your linemen and people that do that for a living, but a lot of the equipment and a lot of the duties are the same. I've used hot sticks. I know what a hot stick is. I've been in bucket trucks, having to work on lines on our property. And I've worked with what we call medium voltage, which most people call high voltage. So that stuff is interested me. And I also feel like at this point in my life, with all the experiences that I've had, that perhaps I can make a difference. Um, so that's what motivates me. There's so much out there right now. It's almost too much. I start looking at things and it's like, wow, there's endless possibilities, and I can see where if there's a company and everybody is doing their job and there's not a lot of room to explore, that it actually might be a good thing to have somebody on the board that likes to do this and likes to look at alternate ideas and bring those to the board and see if they're viable, see if they can help.
Right. So as far as like member engagement, what would you, as a Valley member, what would your best advice be to Valley Electric as a board member to build loyalty and trust amongst the membership?
Uh, I'm on the outside right now, and what I see is not real pretty. I've watched some of your board meetings, and I've seen some of the numbers, and obviously you guys want to improve that, and I want to be part of that. I think it's a big part, especially with everything that's gone on in our government. We need institutions that are trusted, and this is a really good way, I think, uh, to at least partially do what we can. We're an organization that owns itself, that's here for the betterment of our members, and I'm hoping that that gives me an opportunity to get more people involved and to actually look at it as a cooperative rather than just somebody that you pay your electrical bill to.
So in that same token, when we talk about a cooperative and we talk about value, um, when if somebody asks you about what the value of Valley Electric is today, what would your response be as far as a value proposition for um, what you feel the value is in Valley as a cooperative?
I'm not sure that I exactly understand that question.
Well, as far as looking and saying, okay, there's other types of utilities out there. There's an investor-owned utilities. There are
Oh,
so as
okay.
far as being part of a cooperative or as far as being a member of Valley Electric, what do you see the value in that?
Well, I would say the value in that is that we can make decisions that benefit us, the members, the membership, while other companies that are not part of co-ops, they have to make a profit for their shareholders. They have to go the direction that those companies want to go, even if it's not best for the membership or their customers.
So and along those lines, as far as down the road and looking forward, what do you think the biggest opportunities are for Valley Electric in the future?
Well, those are some things that I really need to talk to the other managers, possibly to the CEO. There's a lot that I don't understand. Um, but what I do see is that we should be able to become a reliable and maintain an economical uh, fee for our electrical service. And I think we can do that, but there's so many challenges right now. Are we going to start to produce our own electricity? How are we going to do that? Are we going to have storage systems? Are we going to do what everybody else is doing? Or are we going to look at other viable opportunities that are out there? Um, so yes, there's a lot of opportunities, and I think that if we do the right thing, that on the end of this transition that we're going through, that we could be better off. We could have a more robust a grid system, and we can have people that are paying less for their energy needs. I think both of those things can happen. But one thing I am sure it cannot happen in the way that we're doing business right now.
Well, I thank you for your time today, Kevin. And is there anything that you would like to say to the membership before parting?
Um, Not really. I want to thank everybody for their time.
Now, thank you for your time today and have a wonderful afternoon.
Okay, thank you.